All right, so I wanted to show a couple of things here. I'm going to show for this morning recap on right here on the left. You can see we've got this yellow bar probe trade that's set up on Roosty, the Russell TF over here. Now this was technically a yellow bar probe up to resistance up near this 3/8 pivot up here. And I think, Gary, where'd you get filled? 82.80? Somewhere in here?
82.80, yes.
Right as it was coming through, kind of right in here.
Right.
And I didn't sell it until it took the bottom of the support level out here, so I got in a little bit later. And if you traded multiples, you know, I was kind of kicking myself a little bit. You see how it kind of put in what looks now to be almost a double bottom down here, just above the 2/8 pivot. Kept thinking it was going to break it and head south, but it came all the way back to this 0/8 pivot at 81.30, so just nursing a stop on this last contract here. Keep that tucked on the side and just kind of keep an eye on it. But this is another instrument you might want to check out. We've been talking about NG, natural gas. It's the September contract. This is a 4-range chart. It is $10 a tick. If you haven't traded it before, you want to be careful. Just kind of dip your toe in sim, or maybe tuck it in the corner and keep an eye on it. Sometimes you get some moves that follow the equity markets. Sometimes you don't. And but you want to trade it the same way that we normally trade the other markets: retracements, breakouts, probe trades, etc. And I just want to show a couple of things here. Starts trading natural gas around 4:30 Pacific, so that's this line on the left. And you can see right after it started trading, we went, it went into this kind of consolidation zone right here for a couple of hours. And then 6:30 Pacific is the open of the equity markets, which is right about in here somewhere. Got a nice breakout trade here. And this trade could have actually been broken into two pieces. You can see the breakout buy was clearly here when it took out resistance. Yeah, Bob, that's a good point. There is, like crude oil, natural gas has inventory on Thursday mornings. So if you trade NG, be very cautious for shotguns on Thursday mornings. But yeah, you can see clearly here you had a nice breakout trade, popped up through here. And then as it came up to this 3/8 pivot over here by 3200, you had another little consolidation patch kind of right in here. See what kind of stalled out and oscillated around this pivot a little bit here. Pull right back into support at the dots here. See the dots? See these dots pull right back into support, and then you got a nice breakout right here. So if you didn't catch this initial buy here, you had a secondary entry over here to get long. And you could have quite possibly caught about half of that trade. You wouldn't have caught all of it, obviously, but you would have caught about half of it. And even if you missed the two long trades, this breakout and that breakout, or one continuous trade, you did have a little bit of a short that's set up here. You can see it broke the trend, both the trend line and the pivot right in here, and it paused just under the pivot, giving you a chance to short it. The short, of course, didn't make near as much as the long trade. You might have got, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 ticks out of the short, depending on where you got in and where you took your profits down in here. So you had a little follow-on short. And then just like some of the other markets, let's go over and see where it is right now. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, you could make the case that NG natural gas is more or less kind of consolidating right in here right now. And I've noticed just watching it for a little over a week and a half now, just kind of keeping an eye on it, see if there's anything that sets up. Most of your trades happen kind of in this time frame right here, right around when the equity markets open, like 6:30, kind of right in here. You want to watch for something to set up, and then it kind of runs out of gas, so to speak, over here around 7:30. So most of your trades set up in that first hour and a half, kind of like the equities. And then, most days she kind of goes into a little consolidation patch like you see over here on the right. Yeah, and be careful on Thursdays because of the inventory. That's like crude oil. I think it comes out here. Let me tell you. if you're watching NG. If we're in the room watching it, I will also flag it. It's Thursdays at, what time is it? 7:30? Yeah, Thursdays at 7:30, just like crude oil. So watch for shotgunning. Don't try to get in the middle of that. Yeah, 7:30, 10:30 Eastern. I'll tell you what I am going to do here is I'm going to put a buy to cover right here above that. If she checks this swing down here, I'm going to go ahead and get out of it. She goes down, pokes one more poke down to that pivot. See, natural gas is coming down. It's going to challenge this little support swing down here.
By the way, Charles, just real quick, CL's yellow bar probe just got 10, 11, 12 ticks, so
nice.
And a little coin.
All right, well, I think that's it for me. That's a recap. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recorder.